Yeah, I mean, there was apparently a YouTube video. Oh, this is nice. All right, let's check this out. Apparently, at 42 seconds in this YouTube video, we got a leak for Teemo. Oh god, they're actually doing dual regions. Holy shit. This is so nuts, dude. They're actually doing it. These fucking mad lads. So this is something that the skilled Roy was talking about for a while. Let me pull this up. This is something that that Roy was talking about for a while, which is that it is looking like dual regions are coming to Runeterra. And in this case, I mean, we'll check out the video, but basically a lot of champions are probably going to get retroactively slaughtered into a second region, right? Like, as you can see here, this Teemo is both a PNZ card and a Bandle City card, and this will probably be applied to a lot of champions in the game. A lot of champions that are currently in the game could be slaughtered into dual regions, right? Like, some people are, you know, like a random example, like Elise might be, you know, like a Shadow Isles Noxus card or something like that. We don't know like how often they're going to be applying that, but it would make sense for a lot of champions in the game to get retroactively slotted into a dual region. Bandle City might be kind of the first proper like tribal oriented archetype or region. We haven't really seen that before. I mean, obviously there's been like Poros and there's been Elnux and stuff like that, but in the case of both of those, they're never really like anywhere close to the region's identity. If there is actually a yordle tag, like a yordle keyword, I mean, Bandle City is literally the yordle place, and that would mean that there would be like, it would be integral to Bandle City's region identity. It would be like one of their main archetypes, which is like a yordle tag or a yordle archetype. That'd be super cool. All right, let's check this out. All right, the full video. I just clicked on a random link in chat. All right. So you guys are gonna have to tell me exactly where we're pausing here. Oh man, they're going through each and every letter. So yeah, this was the clue Dovagetis was talking about, and this is the one that Roy found, right? Which is that every single letter in Runeterra is supposed to be a region, right? Like, you know, you can see the patterns on it. Like the T is the stream, I guess.
Nothing like the great outdoors.
What the f is that?
There's another one too. Yeah, there's the one that the Brazilian Twitter posted, right? Targon, I swear to God. And then the last one, here we go. This is the money, dude. This is the juice, all right? So this last one, the final region, we can see here it's Bandle City, right? We see the Bandle City board. We see some Bandle City Guardian. There's like a dog over here on the left. It looks like like a puppy wearing a hat. I don't know how that happened. We can see a new landmark. Don't know how that would work. And we can see some champions that are currently in the game. Now, I believe this is Teemo. We can see a Teemo skin here. And this looks like a Fizz skin or something. And basically, these cards will be made into Bandle City cards, right? Like I was saying with the dual regions, what this means is all of these cards are going to be Bandle City in addition to their normal region, right? Vex confirmed. The landmark also has Spell Shield. Yeah, the landmark also has Spell Shield. So basically, yeah, Heimerdinger is going to be like a PNZ Bandle City card. Lulu's going to be an Ionia Bandle City card. Let's see if there's anything else. And also, I saw some people basically with the way this landmark animation works, it looks like it's counting up and then just like ending the game. So it might be something like Star Spring. It might be something like Star Spring, where the landmark provides an alternate win condition, something to do with yordles or bandlers, or I mean, who knows. But it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. All right, and that's the leak we have. Basically, it's effectively like that one screenshot plus the Teemo, but there's a lot to talk about here. There's actually a ton. All right, let me real quick. All right, and you can also see, you can make out if you look quite closely in the hand. There's a 1 mana card that distinctly has the yordle tag there at the end. It's hard for me to pause on the frame because it's like under this loading bar. But you guys can see the yordle tag there attached to that 1 mana card. We don't know how, you know, the rest of the hand or anything like that. But that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, we have confirmation on the yordle tag. We have confirmation that it's likely going to be dual region. It might not be dual region. Bandle City will have some yordle champs as followers. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. You play a yordle of X regions, you win the game. Yeah. If you actually do, like that could make sense. You play enough yordles, but Heimerdinger, I mean, is that not Teemo? I'm pretty sure that's a Teemo skin, right? He's got like the Teemo hat and the Teemo flute and everything. Yeah, it might be yordles from different regions. Like that would make sense. There's SI cards on board and Ionia cards in hand. So what's happening? Yeah, maybe the prankster just got generated off of something random here. I mean, it's a good question. We don't know what exactly is happening. I don't know. This is gonna be a pretty interesting time. And of course, we've got the reveals coming out in just a few minutes now, right? And this is gonna help paint the picture of what exactly we're in for with this Bandle City expansion. Like, this is gonna be kind of wild, guys. The dual region thing, I think, will change literally everything. The dual region thing is actually gonna change everything. Something's like, if they actually go back and retroactively apply dual regions to a lot of the champions in the game, that will have like a massive implication on how like deck building will work, on how some of the decks in the metagame will come together. I think a lot of people really underestimate how much region matters when evaluating cards. Like, there's some cards that would be really good if they were in a different region. Obviously, if they were to make this Senna champion, if they were to make this Senna follower, if they were to take her and make her SI/Demacian, that would basically change nothing. That would be hilarious. Because of course her entire purpose is to be run with Lucian, who's only Demacian. However, the new Senna champion that we know is going to come out, like they are going to make a new Senna champion, they could make that SI Demacian, and that depending on what it does could have really major implications, right? Like, that's really cool. New cards on Mobilytics. Yeah, are they do they have it? Ooh, all right. But this time, guys, like we're getting these new Bandle City cards. All the yordles are elusives for some reason. Even Heimerdinger used to be basically an elusive card. I mean, it's not really anymore. But like, all these cards are elusives. Lulu plus Teemo together in the same region, guys. Lulu and Teemo in the same region. Like, I don't know, man. That's kind of spicy. That's kind of juicy. Like, this could get a little bit crazy. This could get a little bit crazy. I, for one, welcome our new elusive overlords. Navori Blade Scout as a yordle too. Yeah, what if they go ahead and take followers like Navori Blade Scout and make them yordles? Like, oh, that would be so good. That would be so sick. Holy shit. All right, guys, here we go. It's time.
1/8
Let's load up the Twitter and let's see where these new reveals are at. Beyond the Bandlewood trailer.
Say that all roads lead to Bandle. Yordles say that all roads lead to Bandle City. It's not just our home, it's who we are. Especially us Bandle Scouts, who pledge to faithfully uphold the Scout Code and serve Yordle kind, no matter how impossible the mission. We're all taught to tie knots and build traps. But the most important things? I had to leave home to learn those.
Is that Yumi? Yeah. We're getting Yumi, guys. Yumi confirmed.
The The outside world is dangerous. Strange, even. But strangers can surprise you.
Aww.
Give them a chance, and they might even lead you somewhere incredible.
Alright, guys. That was cute. That was cute. Alright, let's see these new cards though. Alright, here they go. Alright, is this real? Is this a confirmed leak? Alright, this is the Bandle Tree, and according to this potential leak, this is the card, the Bandle Tree. This looks kind of fake. I'm just like looking at this kind of closely. Create a follower from a new region in hand. Win the game if you've summoned units from 10 regions. That looks legit to me. That actually, I mean, that looks like what we saw. It doesn't have spell shield though. You're right. It had spell shield. Maybe they just played a soothsayer earlier. That's not the Bandle City icon. This could easily be fake. All right, we got the full play Runeterra link. Few have journeyed through the mysterious portals found across Runeterra. Okay, I'm just gonna look at the new cards. All right. Oh god, they're actually doing it. These actual madmen. These actual mad lads. This is so ridiculous. Some of the existing cards have been updated with 2 new subtypes added in beyond the Bandlewood. There's gonna be Yordle and Fae. Okay, and these are the tribal tags. These are the tribal tags. So apparently there's gonna be some kind of Fae synergy as well, which I didn't even see coming. That's pretty crazy. And presumably that will have like massive implications on the Lulu archetype, since a lot of first support cards are Fae cards. All right, so Teemo, Chumpwump's getting Yordle, Heimerdinger, Petty Officer, Yordle Grifter, Fizz, Lulu, Crackshot Corsair is a Yordle, Grizzled Range is a Yordle, Fae Blade Twirler, Navori Blade Scout. They actually are making Blade Scout a Yordle. Now these aren't necessarily, they're not saying that these are going to be confirmed in Bandle City as dual regions. They're going to have the Yordle tag. We don't know if they're going to be applied to dual regions. We don't know yet. Veteran Investigator, Green Glade Lookout, Fae Guide is apparently going to be a Yordle. Because, yeah, I guess Fae Guide isn't a Fae. They're a Yordle that is a Fae Guide. Yeah, checks out. All right, Arena Bookie is a Yordle, Trevor Snoozebottom, Fuzzy Character, Shady Character, and Mentor of the Stones. And I gotta say, like, looking through these Yordles, I mean, we already knew that Bandle City would be kind of like a Yordle archetype, sort of. There's a lot of Yordles. There's a lot of Yordles that are gonna work really well in a sort of elusive style deck, right? Like, this is kind of crazy. If they merge elusives with Yordles, like Trevor Snoozebottom is a Yordle, Fae Guide is a Yordle. You know, we've got Fussy Caretaker. We've got, you know, some things that work really well with Ghost. And of course, we see Ghost in literally like the 2 best decks in the game right now. Grizzled Ranger and even like Blade Twirler can work well with Ghost if you're sort of trolling a little bit. Like, there's definitely some massive elusive implications here. And then we've got Fae, which, I mean, we don't even know. We've got Swole Squirrel and we've got Squirrel. So Squirrel, for those of you guys who don't know, Squirrel is the token off of Lulu's Whimsy. It just turns it into the token unit called Squirrel, which is also going to be a Fae. But Flower Child is a Fae, Fae Folk is a Fae, I mean, pretty clearly. Mumble Sprite is a Fae, and that's what Trevor creates. So Trevor himself is a Yordle, but he creates a Fae. Okay. There's definitely some pretty linked tie-ins between Yordles and Faes, for sure. All right. This is pretty big. It looks like they're showing off some of the dual regions. I don't know why this picture of Lulu is only Ionia though. All right, let's actually read through this post and see exactly what we've got. But it looks like this is gonna be one of the most hype reveal seasons for sure. Few have journeyed through the mysterious portals found across Runeterra, leading to a land where enchantments and mischief run freely, a timeless city beyond the material realm with curiosities waiting to be discovered. The real adventure, however, extends beyond this magical city, and all it takes is a leap of faith and some magic. Bandle City as a region is all about the magic of multi-region cards. So this might be Bandle City exclusive. Multi-region cards might be Bandle City exclusive. Which is one region or another. When building a deck with such cards, the only requirement is to have a single region card from either of the 2 cards' regions. Here's a more detailed breakdown of how it works. Your deck's regions are only determined by the single region cards in it, so if you start with a multi-region champion, you'll need to add another card of one of your champion factions. If you start with Fizz, add Zap Sprayfin, and you are now a Bilgewater deck. Yeah, so pretty much exactly as we expected. they're basically just cards that can be either region, right? And it just comes down to which region you want them to be, and you have to conform to 2 regions. But as long as you're running Fizz, he can be a Bilgewater card, so you can run him without running Bandle City, or vice versa. He doesn't have to be a Bilgewater card, he can be a Bandle City card. If your deck is mono Bilgewater, you can include Fizz. But even though you have a Fizz in your deck, you could not include Lulu without first adding a single region Bandle City or Ione card to add a second region to your deck. That's interesting. And yeah, presumably they just kind of exist as both regions simultaneously. The only question I have, okay, so presumably Allegiance would work with either region, right? Like, which is to say, if you're running a Yordle Grifter deck, and you flip Fizz on the top, it'll count as an Allegiance hit because Fizz in that deck is a Bilgewater card. So the question is, if you're running a dual color region and you're running the Bandle City Allegiance card, which we don't know what it even looks like yet, but if we're running the Bandle City Allegiance card and you flip that Allegiance card and you hit a card that is both of your other colors, would it proc or not? That's the only thing that, I mean, that's a really edge case, but I'm just curious. As well as multi-region cards, Bandle City has all sorts of magic to offer in Beyond the Bandlewood, which would also introduce new cards from every other region, as well as a few entirely new keywords. With a variety of oddities and new cards to behold, you get the full detail on each day's reveals. Alright, that's pretty hot. That's pretty hot. And this is all we're getting today, right? We got confirmation of everything. We got the new Teemo art. There's still this face down card, but it just flipped. It's just the Bandle Tree. So, very, very, very cool start to the reveal season. Overall, there's not like a ton of cards for us to dissect, but again, there's so much to break down in terms of like the dual regions. It's looking like it'll be a Bandle City exclusive, which will be a pretty big deal. Like that will be kind of like a massive buff to Bandle City as well. Twitter, there's not more. Oh, is there actually more on Twitter? Oh, there's the new Fizz art. All right, so we've got this new Fizz art, and again, I mean, I guess we don't know whether this is updated art or if they made new art. If they made a new skin. It's looking like this isn't just a skin. It's looking like this is just the new art, like updated art for these champions, I would guess. But yeah, no, it's looking pretty good, and they're not changing the champions either. The color on this Bandle City icon looks a little inconsistent because it's kind of like yellowy here. But yeah, I mean, the champions aren't getting changed with the exception of them getting the Yordle tag and them being in Bandle City. All right. And yeah, we're getting, of course, the Yordle keyword on Lulu. Lulu is, of course, a Bandle City card. It is just like a visual mistake that she doesn't have the Bandle City icon here in this picture. But yeah, Lulu and Heimer are all going to be Bandle City cards. And then the Bandle Tree, which we can actually talk about. The Bandle Tree here is pretty hot, right? Like, you need to have summoned units from 10 regions. You look at this initially and it's probably going to be kind of a meme card, but it is a very powerful alternate win con. And something that's really important about this card is that it is retroactive, right? Like it's not an I've seen, right? Which means that you can summon cards from other regions before playing the Bandle Tree, and the Bandle Tree can help flesh out some of the other cards that it can give you. It says new region, which presumably I'm pretty sure means it will create a follower from a region you haven't played that game yet, right? So presumably, if you were to build a deck around this card, let's say you play like Teemo and that's your PNZ card, and then you play Lulu on turn 3 and that's your Ione card. So that's 3 regions out of the way already. I guess you pretty much only ever need 9 regions because just by itself it'll literally always be the Bandle card itself. So you'll need 7 more at that point, and it'll start generating you random followers from the 7 remaining regions. So pretty much this will very likely just end up being a meme card. But it's kind of hard to say exactly like where it'll settle. Alternate win cons can be pretty strong in the game. Yeah, it's not going to be a competitive card, but it might actually be. I could see it being a little bit closer than some people might expect. It really depends how the rest of Bandle City cards shape out. For this card to be decent, you need to be able to build a deck that has a lot of dual region cards. Would be the thing that this card needs. What about like concurrent timelines? Concurrent timelines is interesting. A transform shouldn't count as a summon, but stuff like double trouble. Yeah, like stuff like double trouble is kind of crazy. This card says summon, not play, right? So stuff like double trouble that is able to just summon like completely random units could actually be kind of scary, right? Like there's definitely ways of being able to accelerate this out pretty quickly. Like a nab meta. Yeah, Bilgewater might be good for this. There's of course like Poro stuff, like Lonely Poro could be pretty good for this as well. There's House Spider. Yo, House Spider is really funny. House Spider is hilarious because that's actually a really, really good point. It actually summons a Spiderling, and the Spiderling is technically a Shadow Isles card. That's pretty big brain. That's pretty big brain. Like, there's some serious, interesting implications about like the best ways to build this deck. Like I said, it probably won't end up seeing competitive play, but it still presents like a really interesting deck building puzzle. Like, there's some 5-head things you can do in the deck builder, and it all just comes down to what your actual second main deck region is going to be, because your first region is going to be Bandle City, and you're going to have all these other regions, and it'll be a really difficult decision of what's the actual best second main deck region. And I mean, off the top of my head, I don't think timelines will work for this card, because transforms wouldn't count as summons, I think, although I don't even know for sure. Bilgewater is looking kind of hot with stuff like, yeah, stuff like Jailbreak and stuff like Double Trouble, stuff like Petty Officer. Even Petty Officer is a Yordle, who knows, that might matter, you know. So Bilgewater is looking pretty hot. Of course, PNZ has some random card generations, but off the top of my head, I mean, Bilgewater kind of seems like it has just like a ton of synergy with this one. Island Navigator too. Yeah, even Island Navigator summons a random 1-cost, right? So super good. Freljord with the Poros. The Freljord having access to Lonely Poro is nice, but it's pretty much just Lonely Poro, I think. Like, if you were building a deck around the Bandle Tree, it would have to be something that gives you access to a ton of other regions at once. Another thing is, like, keep in mind, we're already gonna have access to a Bilgewater card in the form of Fizz, because Fizz is one of the Yordles in Bandle City as a dual region card, and Fizz happens to be Bilgewater. So that is one consideration as well. Like, Bilgewater offers a lot of random things, but it's very possible that there will be enough dual region cards in Bandle City. Let's say, for example, there are 6 out of the 10 cards in within Bandle City, just through the dual region cards, you can get 6 out of the 10 regions. Or if you want to say 5 out of the 9, if you're a smartass, then yeah, that works too. That's probably more accurate. And basically, what that would mean is you might only need a couple of other regions. And yeah, maybe something like Lonely Poro or something like House Spider. Like imagine if, in theory, 2 of the missing regions were Noxus and Shadow Isles, right? Maybe like it could be House Spider instead of Bilgewater in a case like that. So that's what I'm saying, right? Like it really does depend. It really does depend on the remaining dual region cards, right? Like that's huge. We'll probably also get Vex as a Shadow Isles Yordle champ together with League of Legends. Yeah, Vex might come out as well. Like she easily might. I don't know if it might not be a dual release, because I mean, apparently Vex was supposed to come out of League a while ago and it just got delayed. So I don't know if they had time to finagle a dual release like they did with Akshan. But I mean, that would be really cool, and it would be really fitting. Would she be a Shadow Isles card? I know she's like an edgy goth girl. Maybe that's why it was delayed. Oh, who knows? I mean, probably not. But who knows, you know, could be. I don't yeah. I kind of doubt it. I think League is pretty important to Riot, to the point where I don't know if they delay their new flagship champion like 2.5 months just for little old Runeterra. But I mean, it's a cute theory. Puffcap on Mobalytics is updated to new art and has a new keyword, trap. Did I just type Treemo? So yeah, the Puffcap, I'm pretty sure it was already like this. Pretty sure this was always like a token in the game, and it's always had the trap keyword. But it's very interesting. I mean, it's possible that they could still add more trap cards in, because I mean, right now the Bandle City, Teemo being the only card that would make sense for trap cards, right? We know, I mean, Caitlyn was in the teaser trailer and she has traps. I kind of doubt they're gonna like do more stuff with traps, honestly. But like, I mean, that could be kind of a thing, I guess, if they really wanted. Ziggs also does have traps. It's true. Ziggs technically kind of has sort of traps, but like, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a really compelling mechanic of like these like shuffle random cards in and then when drawn do X. I wouldn't think they're in a hurry to extend that outside of Teemo, right? Yeah, I don't. Maybe when like Shaco gets in the game, like that would be something that's like thematic enough to that champion's core identity, like entirely, that they might do it with something like Shaco. That I could totally see. But like Ziggs or Caitlyn, probably not. That would be a bit of a stretch in my opinion. Dude, that's really cool. That's really cool. Oh, and Flame Chompers are already traps and they're already a follower. Yeah, exactly. Like Flame Chompers are also like traps in League, and they're also just like a casual follower in this game that don't do anything with traps. So yeah, let's not get a little too excited. All right, but yeah, this is super cool overall. I'm looking forward to the new reveal season. Let's wait and see. We'll see tomorrow exactly what new cards we're gonna be getting first. All right. What do you guys think? What if I missed out on here? Are there other cards? Are there other ways to use the Bandle Tree that I didn't see in chat? Because you guys had some pretty good ideas.